Hi, so this is WoodysGamertag, bringing you a dual commentary with, who do I have?
It's Sasbenjr on YouTube, but my name is Jeff. How you doing, Woody?
Hey, I'm good. So, Game of Domination, what do we have here?
Yeah, we have Domination on Terminal, and I like bringing the tar up here, and I take one of two routes. I either go for B, or I try to cut off the people who hit C, and that's what I'm doing here.
Favorite flags to take on this map?
I prefer the B-C combo because if I get a good kill streak up like a chopper gunner, you can really do some damage at their A spawn. But I know you play a little bit differently, so yeah, what's your opinion on it?
Yeah, so I have subscribers who tell me that the A spawn on this map is the worst spawn in the game. Worse than the C on Karachi and worse than the A on High Rise. But I don't mind the A spawn on this. I'm able to make my way out the side door and approach the C flag, and there's a lot of cover on the way, and it kind of suits my playstyle. So I like to hold AC and then keep them outside and just let Pavlos and chopper gunners do their magic.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's you were mentioning about the triangle versus the straight line on some of your videos, and I could see that that could work, keeping them outside. Although I find that the outside spawns are a lot more random, so they can get away from someone who's doing a chopper gunner, for instance, and is not focusing on where the people are running to. But yeah, so when you get trapped in A, do you bring out your S? Are you someone who continually shoots down the air support, or?
Yeah, if the air support's up, I typically try to respawn with my anti-air class and poke a hole in the glass and take it down. So.
Right, taking it for the team, that's good.
Yeah. So since I figured out that the FAL does pretty well without stopping power, I don't feel as large a disadvantage when I run cold-blooded for an anti-air class as I did like when I ran the ACR or the SCAR. It just seems like it takes half a clip for me to get enough bullets to kill with anything but the FAL.
Right, well, with the FAL then, how do you find it on a map that's so tight generally? Like, I prefer the higher rate of fire guns on a map this small.
Yeah, it's small, but I get a lot of distance engagements. Like what you have here, unless these guys come through the bookstore, they're pretty far away. When I approach Charlie, I'm often, by the flower box and they're by the escalator. And, I don't know, it's a tight map, but I don't tend to catch people like I do in Scrapyard, for example, where they're always right next to me.
Right. Well, that's what I agree with as well. It's better to run the stronger guns anyway with cold-blooded. You're already at a disadvantage. There's no reason to put yourself at more of a disadvantage, I guess. Well, that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. So I like these maps with the triangle flags. I know I've talked about that before in some of my other videos, but there tends to be more flag turnover. And it's just a lot of fun for me. When the flags are in a straight line, like Favilla is a good example, you can't win without B. One team's going to spawn at A or C, and you'll pretty much hold that easily. Whereas the B flag is where all the fighting is, and that's okay. But I certainly like these triangle-shaped maps too, where you can win with an AC strategy. Every map is kind of or every flag is kind of equal to me, and it changes things up. It makes for a good time.
So if you are trying to cap B, I know you like to keep them out at B, but let's turn the tables. If you're trying to cap B, what's your approach on a map like this that's out in the open? There's a number of maps like Underpass and whatnot, which in some of my videos it's very easy to hold B, but it's very hard to recapture. So
yeah.
What are some of your techniques?
So Subbase is an example of those where it's easy to hold and hard to capture.
Right.
On a map like this one, it depends on which other flag we have. Typically I won't go for B as the first one. If we have C, then I'll cap B. I'll keep some rifle trained at the opening for that airplane, and catch them as they try to walk through the windows. And you're doing some damage with this chopper gunner. But if we have Alpha and I'm trying to get B, then I need to look at that roof area by the propane tank and by the doors from the escalator.
Right. Yeah, they're good approaches. Interesting you mentioned the chopper gunner. I've been having a hard time getting a nuke lately since the care package glitch. Yeah. Air support doesn't last too long. I think I tried to make a couple of videos for some subscribers who particularly asked for nukes on particular maps, and I haven't got there. I've just prestige, but on this current prestige on the video, we're seeing it didn't happen. Like a Harrier would go up, it would come down with no kills. The chopper gunner would go up, it would come down with 2 kills. So. How do you find the game to have changed since the care package?
Yeah, so look, there's 2 care. Is the care package glitch happening when you recorded this?
No, it was just finished. On PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3 was just finished, yeah.
I just noticed 2 in the air when I said that. Yeah, I agree with what you're getting at, that the care package glitch has trained people to shoot down the air support faster. But that's kind of cool. Early when the game came out, a lot of the YouTube stars agreed that the air power was overpowered, that it did too much, that you got too many kills, and a lot of them would say that a Harrier was a guaranteed chopper gunner. But that's not been my experience, and even less so lately, as you pointed out. My Harriers get an airdrop, and then sometimes not much more than that, as guys take it down right out of the sky.
Right. Yeah, I've been having a little bit more luck with the attack helicopter because people seem to leave them alone now for whatever reason. It's like the Harrier chopper gunner combo or Harrier AC-130 combo is the ones that actually scare people nowadays. But yeah, it's been interesting.
Huh. Attack helicopter.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give it another go. I tried it a while ago, and I didn't get the kills from it that I wanted. But
right. Yeah, it's easy to take down, though. That's the unfortunate thing. And a lot of people have recently heard about that glitch where you can shoot at like a payload or attack chopper, and when they start coming down, if you continue to lay rounds into them, especially with a light machine gun, it actually, each bullet hit, I think, increments your cold-blooded kill count, so you can get cold-blooded pro very quickly.
Yeah. So I don't cheat at this game, but I do that. I just don't see it as harming anybody, and it's a nice way. If I see a chopper going down slowly, I'm all about getting those cold-blooded pro kills out of it. Right.
Well, that's not hurting anyone. So I'm like, that's the grey line for me as well. I think that's fine. The people who do the obvious care package, glitching and boosting and whatnot, that just the games become comical. But the game's here to have fun as well, which is how I try to approach it.
So I wanted to mention your style to my viewers. So he approached me and asked me to do a dual commentary with him, and I went and checked out his channel. And at first I was nervous about doing it because he kind of does the same thing I do. He plays the game and provides a lot of analysis on why he does what he did. And the thing that made me not want to do it is he does it better than I do. He slows down the video, he pauses it, he says, "This is why I made my decision," and it's real informative. So I'm a fanboy now.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna hand out T-shirts to you, Woody. Actually, I got into doing this because you were doing videos. To be honest, I saw all these great players on YouTube, and I was like, yeah, they're real fun to watch, but. I can't emulate their play style exactly, but one thing I'm good at is analysing risk, doing risk assessments and applying what I do in work to a game and enjoying it. So, whatever I can do to provide some tactics and knowledge, which is your tagline, I'm all for it.
So your style was formed somewhat on mine?
It was, yeah. I like approaching things where I can learn from my mistakes. I've come home from a good night out, on the drink, and you come home and you play some Modern Warfare and you have a ridiculously bad, kill-death ratio. But, whilst that's fun, you don't learn from your mistakes. So I like to turn it around and say, well, who are these people who actually try to review what they do, pass on some sort of comment that works for them, and I just try to apply it to my game, and it seems to be working.
That's cool. But you do it so well. I've got the student becomes the teacher, dude, vibrating around in my mind, bouncing around.
Yeah, we're almost like the Sith here. I'm going to have to sneak up at you and kill you at some point. No, it's all good, Woody. Your channel's great. I've got a lot of enjoyment from it, and thanks for doing this dual commentary.
Oh, thanks. So, favorite weapon for Terminal?
I'm using the Tahir because I like the rate of fire. It's a little jumpy, but it's a beast of a weapon. This close. If we're a map that's this small, that's what I find. If I'm not using the Tahir, submachine guns are quite fun as well.
Huh. I usually use I think of this as a long distance map. I seem to spend enough time, crouching in one area, carefully moving my way through. That a lot of these things my opponents are pretty far away. But one thing I want to try is Full Metal Jacket. I haven't messed around with that much, and in my COD 4 days, what's the map with all the lattice work? Is that Strike? Countdown?
You know what? I've been out of first-person shooters for years, so I missed it, mate. I completely missed it.
Okay, I think it's Countdown. It has lattice work and a statue in the middle, and I just always found myself shooting through the lattice work and needing that deep impact. So whenever I always kept a class ready for just that map, so that I could shoot through the lattice work and expect to get kills. In terminals, I'm finding is the same way. It seems like there's always someone behind a luggage cart. There's always someone behind a counter. There's always someone who has cover, but bad cover that you can shoot through. And I need to give Full Metal Jacket a go on this map.
Yeah, I mean that's something certainly to try. You know, Favela is probably one of the best for Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, 60 and 10, top score.
60 and 10 wasn't too bad. But thanks again, Woody.
Sure. So thanks for coming on the channel.
Thank you.